Cry Macho, new film directed by and starring Clint Eastwood. I have to say, every time this man shoots another film, I am amazed at his energy and drive that at the age that he's at. I mean, the fact that he even is willing to get out of bed at this point is amazing, and the fact that he shoots movies every like 2 or 3 years is just incredible. And it's been like that for over a decade now, and he just continues to make them. In this one, he plays an old, obviously, cowboy who gets fired from a rancho he works at in Texas. Apparently, he has become too unfocused, too reliant on booze and pills after a family tragedy. And then a year after, his old boss comes along to ask for a favor. Apparently, his teenage kid back in Mexico is being raised by the mother, who is abusive, doesn't treat the child right, and so on. The father wants him out of that influence. He wants the child back with himself, but he can't do it in a legit way, so he asks Clint to drive there, find the son, and essentially just take him away to Texas. Clint ends up agreeing, and a simple assignment turns into a road trip, and then a bonding exercise between the old man and the kid, where they both discovered there are things in life worth living for. So, Clint Eastwood famously makes movies really quickly and efficiently due to the fact that he completes most of the scenes with just one take. One and done, move on. This can work if he has competent actors who can nail the performance on first try. Million Dollar Baby comes to mind as an example, but it can also backfire when he works with inexperienced actors, because without direction and practice they just end up being awful. That was partly the case with Gran Torino, and unfortunately it is the major flaw in Cry Macho as well. A lot of the people in this film, other than Clint, are visibly shit, most notably Eduardo Minet, who plays Rafael the Mexican kid. This is his first feature film and ever, and unfortunately it shows. I mean, nothing personal against the kid, but he is a terrible, terrible actor in this one. It's like watching a random teenager in a school play. He's very theatrical, exaggerated, he's not convincing. The weakest point of every scene he's in, and he's in most of them. It's baffling to see such a poor performance opposite Clint, who as usual is pretty good. Even so, I feel that in this film, even Clint is miscast. Everything about the script screams for someone younger. Some of the interactions with other characters are unbelievable because of the age difference, and also there are a couple of moments when he's supposed to be more badass, I guess, but those scenes just come off as silly because he's so old, and he looks his age. In general, the whole film feels kind of geriatric. It's pretty boring for a lot of the runtime, and the whole road trip, dangerous events in Mexico, final reunion, those things fall incredibly flat. There's no real emotion in it. I found myself struggling to care. There's like one section in the middle that sort of works, with the two characters stopping for a while at a Mexican town and learning to take care of horses at a stable where Clint is teaching the young kid. There is some heart in that, and I think for a while it looks like the movie is almost finding itself. But even then, at the highest point, it's something we've seen a million times before. Bitter people get closer to nature and discover life can be beautiful, and we've seen it with better performances, so there's nothing about it here that will make it really worth watching. So I'm afraid to say, for me, that's another disappointment from Clint after The Mule a couple of years back. That one was underwhelming, but still somewhat watchable. Cry Macho is worse than that. It's a movie that feels sluggish, boring, and just unnecessary. Stay away from this one.